Uh, Key players in this game for me on both sides of the ball. I talked about some of them, but we'll get into details with these other guys. Hayden Connor and Jake Majors for Texas. We'll start at the offensive line. Hayden Connor has to be better, guys. This is what, his third year starting at Texas. He has to be better. If not, it's about 2.5 years. He played some of his freshman year. He has to be better. He has not been good. Jake Majors has gotten progressively better, but he's still not a plus player, in my opinion. Hayden Connor definitely isn't. DJ Campbell was nowhere near that in Rice. We don't need them to be great. We need them to be average college football offensive linemen. They were not that last game. If they can be average college football offensive linemen with the two great tackles, we can win this game. That's a question mark that I don't know we'll get answered in this game. Honestly, I think DJ Campbell will get better throughout the year. I don't know how much progression he's going to make from Rice to Alabama. Honestly, it's kind of be hard for me to say Hayden Connor and Jake Majors can make major steps because they've been playing for a decent amount of time that these major steps probably would have already happened. So they can probably get a little bit better. But if you're going to see a jump here from week 1 to week 2, it'll be DJ Campbell. And that'd be a nice jump to have because we need it on this interior offensive line. Next up, Jatavian Sanders. I hit on this. I think he needs to have a gigantic game. I think he needs to have his best game that he's ever had at Texas. He is going to be very important. First off, in blocking when we do run, he's a good blocker and he's a big guy. He's very athletic. If he can do that, that'd be gigantic here. Number 2, if we can attack downfield, I want to see it with him because I believe he can exploit these Alabama linebackers. Like I said, Marshall Tresman and Deontre Lawson. I think they're very good players coming to the ball. I don't think they're very good players running away from the ball. And I think coming downfield and attacking them one-on-one, or even Caleb Downs at the safety position, we can do a very good job attacking downfield. And we really need that from Jatavian Sanders. Next up, I have the linebackers in Anthony Hill and David Benda. You have to be good with your eyes and technique in this game for these two guys. I believe these are the two guys who are going to use the spy, Jalen Milroe. Do not commit too early. We saw this a couple days ago with Harold Perkins and Jordan Travis. Harold Perkins committed way too early on Jordan Travis, and it caused Jordan Travis to run for about 20 to 30 yards. The difference is Jalen Milroe is a much better athlete than Jordan Travis. And if you do that, there's a chance he blows the top off and runs 50, 60 yards for a touchdown. Be good with your eyes. Trust your instincts. Don't overcommit. Do not over pursue the football. Stay in front of Jalen Milroe. Stay clear with your lanes. You've been I know you're going to be drilled in practice this whole week. So if you make the mistake, it's going to be on you. Please do that. If you keep him in the pocket, we have a chance in this game. Again, I believe it's very simple. We have to attack downfield and we have to get 1 to 2. I take it back, 2 to 3 big completions. And we have to keep Jalen Milroe in the pocket and make him a passer. Next up, T'Vondre Sweat. I talked about it. I think the edge rushers are going to be used to contain in this game. T'Vondre, Byron Murphy, Vernon Broughton, but I'm putting the challenge right on T'Vondre Sweat because he's been there the longest. You have to be great. You're absolutely fantastic in the Rice game, the best game you've ever played in the Longhorn as a Texas Longhorn. You have to be great. You have to attack. You have to get pressure. You have to be Aaron Donald-esque, as I might say. I don't think he's going to be that good. I'm, hyperbole here. But you have to be very good in this game. You have to get consistent pressure up the middle. You have to stop the run, which I think we will do. But that's where the pressure's got to come from. Now, on the Alabama side, Jalen Milroe. I believe this game is won or lost on the legs and arm of Jalen Milroe. I think Jalen Milroe turns the ball over more than once, Texas wins this game. I believe Jalen Milroe rushes for over 50 yards, Alabama wins this game. I think if Jalen Milroe hits 1 or 2 deep bombs like he did versus Middle Tennessee, Alabama wins this game. It's going to come down to Jalen Milroe. It really is. It's going to be interesting what he can see. He seems like a very nice kid. He was committed to Texas one time. I have no beef with Jalen Milroe, but I hope he sucks this week. Next up, Isaiah Bond. If there's one guy on this team that can really stretch the field vertically, it's Isaiah Bond. The guy's a speedster. We need him to stay in front of us. On top of that, the more plays you allow Jalen Milroe, the more mistakes could happen with him. And with young guys, they happen more often. That's why we can't get beat deep, because if you're only allowing 4 to 5 play drives where they get beat on touchdowns, they will beat us. We cannot allow more than 1 to 2. We can't allow more than 1 big touchdown. I think we can survive 1. Anything more than that, I think it's a death sentence for us. And I think Isaiah Bond would be the culprit if we're going to get beat through the air. Next up, their linebackers, Tresman Marshall and Deontre Lawson. I think these guys need to get better in pass coverage. And if they're average in pass coverage this week, Alabama will win this football game. They can't get beat by Jatavian Sanders in our backside of the backfield. I think that's the advantage we have versus Alabama. We'll see how that plays out. We'll see if these guys can. And another thing for Texas, if you don't challenge them, they're going to destroy us because they are very good coming to the ball. Deontre Lawson is, in my opinion, they're either their second or third best player on defense, and he's probably their second best pass rusher behind Dallas Turner. You can't allow this guy to run downhill and attack. You have to make him go vertically. You have to make him go side to side. You can't allow him to come downhill at all. Next up, Terrion Arnold. I think a matchup on the at the cornerback and wide receiver position is AD Mitchell versus Terrion Arnold. Whoever wins that matchup could help decide win this game. I think Xavier Worthy and Kool-Aid McKinstry will probably even each other out. I think they'll both make plays. Hopefully Kool-Aid doesn't intercept one, but he'll definitely have his pass breakups, his incompletions thrown his way. But Xavier Worthy will also have his plays too. I'd be shocked if he's held under 50 yards receiving. If he does that, Kool-Aid McKinstry probably locked up his spot as the best cornerback in America. Next up, left tackle J.C. Latham and Miles McVay. I put a slash there because Miles McVay is an or on the depth chart. That means they do not have trust there. If you have an or next to your name on the depth chart, that means you do not have trust, especially on the offensive line. We have one or two of those on our offensive line, and they're on the interior, and that's because we don't trust them. J.C. Latham is the weakness. We have to attack there, whether that's Ethan Burke, blitzes, whatever it is, confuse him, try to get him out of the game, because it'd be nice to bring in a fresh left tackle here versus that, right tackle here versus Texas. That'd be nice to get whoever starts, which will probably be J.C. Latham, out of there, bring in Miles McVay, and throw him into the fire. I think if we do that, if he's benching this game, Texas is winning this game. Honestly, probably pretty big. Okay, guys, prediction time. Winner of this game. I believe at the beginning of the season, I predicted Alabama to win this game 28-24. There's a lot of question marks for Texas. There's not as many, honestly, for Alabama. I think the only question mark Alabama has is the right tackle and Jalen Milroe. I think we have the interior on ours. Can we hit the deep ball? And those are bigger questions for me. So I'm going to take Alabama in this game. I think Alabama wins this game. I'm going to stick with my prediction because I don't see any reason to change it. I think it's going to be a good game. I think we have a chance to win this game, but it's going to be 28-24 Alabama. I think there's a lot of opportunity here for Quinn to show America what he is, because this guy has been the number one recruit. He's been brought up as a savior for Texas. It's time. It's shut up and go. It really is. It's time to show what you are made of. You were the number one high school recruit ever ranked out of high school. You have to show up, buddy. And I think he could show up and we could still lose. But if he has a great game, like I said, the averages of a Cam Newton, a Johnny Manziel, a Chad Kelly, and a Joe Burrow, we'll win this game. Do I think he can do that? Probably not. Do I think he can increase his road averages? Yes. And I think increasing the road averages with the defense you have, the running backs you have, I think you can still win this game. If he's as good as those guys were, I think we win this game actually by a score or two, honestly, because we have a little bit more talent than that Ole Miss team. We have a lot more talent than Ole Miss team. We have a lot more talent than an A&M team. I think we have more talent than Auburn team. The only team that has more talent than us that has beaten Alabama at home the last couple of years is LSU. LSU is one of the 5 best college football teams of all time. I don't think we're that. So we'll see, guys. I think Alabama wins 28-24, but I think it's a good game. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, hit that like button, subscribe down below. Share it out with your friends. I want more people in here. I've got no comments. This is the biggest game of the week. I got no comments. Please bring them in here. I need more people. Hit the like button. Subscribe. Bring everyone in here. I'm going to be here Saturday after the game, probably 10:15, 10:30, talking Alabama, Texas. Hopefully Alabama loses. If they don't, I'll still be here if Alabama beats Texas. So please hit that like button and subscribe.